Did you know that your pooch might be trying to tell you something when they snuggle up in bed with you? Does your dog sleep at your feet? Do they sleep near your head? From by your head to on your toes, where in the bed your dog sleeps can tell you how they feel about you and what your relationship is like. So let's find out how much your doggo truly loves you. Number 1, by your feet. There's nothing quite like curling up under your covers on a chilly night, only to find a warm, furry heater parked right by your feet. Congratulations, you've got yourself a living, breathing, tail-wagging foot warmer. Sleeping by your feet taps into your dog's pack mentality. In the wild, or, their ancestral wolf pack days, sleeping at the edge of the group was a sign of protection and loyalty. By staying near your feet, your dog can keep an eye or paw on you while also being in a position to guard the pack. It's the perfect compromise between being close enough to keep you safe and far enough to spring into action at the first sign of trouble, like say a delivery truck 3 streets away. But there's more to this cozy foot snuggling habit. Your dog might also be drawn to your feet because they carry your scent, yes, even after a long day in those sneakers. Dogs find comfort in your smell, and since your feet are one of the most odor-rich parts of your body, it's like a loyalty badge that screams, "This is my human." Another reason your pup might prefer this position is because your feet are farther from your head, where all the snoring, sighing, and occasional mumbling happens. Let's face it, some of us aren't exactly peaceful sleepers. For a dog, the foot of the bed is a quieter, less disruptive zone, making it an ideal spot to catch some Zias without a midnight elbow to the face. And speaking of convenience, your dog is nothing if not a planner. Sleeping by your feet puts them closer to the edge of the bed, so they can make a quick exit if they hear a suspicious noise, aka the sound of a snack wrapper being opened in the kitchen. They love you, but they also love being ready for action at a moment's notice. Bonus points if your bed is positioned near the door. It's a tactical win for a pup with a strategic mind. Finally, there's the temperature factor. Your feet are often the coolest part of your body under the covers, which might make them the perfect temperature regulating spot for your dog. Number 2, by your head. If sleeping by your feet lets your dog keep watch without disturbing you, then sleeping by your head is all about maximizing their access to you. What could be better than starting the night nose to nose with their favorite human? One not-so-subtle benefit for your dog is that this position makes it incredibly easy to wake you up. Need a midnight potty break? A snack? Or just a good old-fashioned ear scratch? Sleeping by your head puts them in prime position to gently nudge you awake, or let's be honest, shove their wet nose in your face. But thankfully, that's not the only reason they might favor this spot. Your pillow is one of the softest and most inviting parts of the bed, and dogs are nothing if not connoisseurs of comfort. To them, sharing your pillow or curling up nearby is like scoring the VIP section of the bed. Here's another fun fact. Dogs are drawn to your head because it's where all your most familiar scents linger. Yep, your shampoo, skin oils, and even the fabric softener on your pillowcase create a custom scent bubble that feels like home to your dog. Being near your head allows them to breathe it all in, which is incredibly soothing and reinforces the bond between you two. This position also taps into your dog's protective instincts. Your head is arguably your most vulnerable part, and your brain's in there, so it's kind of important. By staying close, your dog might feel like they're guarding your most critical asset, while enjoying all the snuggly perks at the same time. Multitasking at its finest. And let's not overlook the simple fact that your head moves less than the rest of your body while you sleep. To a dog trying to settle in, that's a huge bonus. No flying arms, no restless legs, just a nice, steady human head to snuggle up next to. Lastly, this spot is prime real estate for connection. Dogs thrive on proximity, and being close to your face means they can hear every breath, every murmur, and every sleepy word you mutter in your dreams. Yes, they're definitely judging you for sleep talking about snacks. It's the ultimate way for your dog to stay tuned into your presence, even while you're fast asleep. Number 3. On your chest. Having a dog on your chest might make sleeping a bit challenging. Depending on your pup's size, this can range from a cozy snuggle to a full-on wrestling match for oxygen. You might find yourself wondering if they're trying to bond, or slowly crush the life out of you. Spoiler, it's probably the bonding thing. Probably. The truth is, when your dog flops onto your chest, they're seeking comfort and connection. This position lets them feel the steady rhythm of your heartbeat and breathing, which has a calming effect and helps them relax. For them, it's like a natural white noise machine combined with their favorite human. Who could resist? Also, did you know this behavior can also trace back to their puppyhood? Puppies often pile on top of each other or snuggle against their mother's chest to feel safe and secure. By lying on your chest, your dog is basically saying, "You're my safe place." There's also a scent factor at play here. Your chest is one of the areas where your unique scent is strongest, thanks to all those pheromones you're unknowingly emitting. Dogs are highly scent-driven, so being close to your chest is like being wrapped in their favorite blanket. But better, because it smells like you. And let's not ignore the strategic advantages. From this vantage point, your dog has the perfect perch to monitor your every move. Whether they're dozing off or keeping an ear out for the faintest sound of you heading to the kitchen, this spot gives them a front row seat to their favorite show, you. Number 4. Between your legs. Let's be real. When your dog decides to park themselves like a furry boulder smack in the middle of the bed, it's game over for your sleep comfort. Suddenly, you're twisting into some weird yoga pose, legs on either side of your precious pup, and shifting even an inch risks the unthinkable, disturbing their royal slumber. Which, let's face it, you'd never do. You're not a monster. So why does your dog pick this awkward spot to snooze? For starters, lying between your legs gives them the ultimate combination of comfort and closeness. Your body heat surrounds them, creating the coziest little den they could ask for. It's like sleeping inside a warm hug. But there's more to it than just warmth. That prime real estate between your legs also offers the perfect "you're mine" vantage point. From there, they can keep tabs on your every move. Whether it's a shift in position or a midnight snack run, they'll know about it instantly. It's part watchdog, part snugglebug. Another fun fact, sleeping between your legs may actually help them relax. The rhythmic rise and fall of your breathing creates a lulling effect, almost like a built-in white noise machine. And that slight pressure they feel when they're snug in this position, it mimics the comforting sensation of being in a pile with their littermates as puppies. Sure, you might not wake up feeling refreshed, but hey, your dog is sleeping like the adorable little bundle of joy they are, and isn't that worth a few cramped muscles? Besides, the way they look up at you when they wake up, all sleepy-eyed and content, makes it impossible to stay mad. Number 5. Facing away from you. When your dog curls up to sleep with their back to you, it might feel a little rude. Like, "Hey buddy, what did I do to deserve the cold shoulder?" But rest assured, you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, this sleeping position is one of the highest compliments your dog can give you. Dogs are naturally cautious creatures, especially when they're at their most vulnerable, like during sleep. By turning their back to you, they're essentially saying, "I trust you to have my six." It's the canine equivalent of saying, "I know you've got my back," literally and figuratively. But that's not all. Dogs also use their bodies to communicate in subtle and sometimes not so subtle ways. When they face away from you, they're leaving their rear end, home to their all-important scent glands, in your direction. And let's talk about the practical perks of this position for your dog. Facing away from you allows them to keep one ear tuned to any potential danger in the room while still feeling the warmth and security of your presence. It's their way of balancing relaxation and responsibility, a true multitasker. Number 6. Under the covers. Who's that burrowing under the covers? It's your dog, of course, turning your bed into their own personal den. Dogs love to nestle under blankets, especially when you're there too. Under the covers, it's warm, dark, and snug. Basically, the ultimate comfort zone. For your dog, this cozy hideaway ticks all the boxes for feeling safe and secure. Add your body heat to the mix, and you've just created the doggy equivalent of a 5-star resort. Who could resist? But it's not just about warmth. Your scent plays a big part too. Dogs have an incredible sense of smell, and the underside of your covers smells like, well, you. For your pup, that familiar scent is the olfactory equivalent of a warm hug. Being close to you, surrounded by your smell, and cuddled up in a little cave of comfort? For many dogs, it doesn't get better than that. Another reason your dog loves this spot is instinctual. Dogs are natural denning animals, meaning they find small enclosed spaces incredibly reassuring. It's hardwired into their DNA. Dens were safe havens for their wild ancestors, and burrowing under your covers scratches that primal itch. Your bed might not come with a "no predators allowed" sign, but it's just as effective in their eyes. Then there's the emotional connection. Snuggling under the covers with you strengthens your bond, giving your dog a sense of closeness and belonging. This is especially true for dogs that suffer from separation anxiety. Being under the covers with you feels like the ultimate reassurance that all is well in their world. And let's talk about the temperature factor. Some dogs, especially smaller breeds or those with short coats, feel the cold more easily. Nestling under the blankets is their way of creating the perfect, toasty microclimate. For these pups, your bed isn't just a den, it's a tropical paradise. Finally, there's a quirky little fact you might not have thought of. Dogs under the covers are often mimicking you. If they see you cozying up under the blankets night after night, it's only natural they'd want in on the action. After all, if it's good enough for you, it must be amazing for them. Number 7. Under the bed. Who needs to worry about things that go bump in the night when you have a dog? No matter how spooky that creak or thud sounds in the darkness, you can rest easy knowing your brave pup is on the case. Or, taking a well-earned nap under the bed. And what about the infamous monster under the bed? Not an issue anymore. The only thing with fangs and glowing eyes lurking in the shadows is your lovable 4-legged companion. Dogs often curl up under beds because it gives them a cozy, den-like sense of security. It's their ultimate hideout, complete with all the protection of a roof and the perfect vantage point to keep tabs on you. But that's not all. Under the bed offers perks that go beyond coziness. The space is naturally darker and cooler, making it an ideal spot for dogs who prefer a peaceful retreat from the chaos of the day, or let's face it, the chaos they probably caused. If your dog is especially sensitive to noise or sudden movements, under the bed can feel like their private bunker where they can decompress. For some pups, this spot doubles as a treasure trove. Ever wondered where that missing sock went? Or the slipper you were sure you left by the door? Dogs love stashing their finds in secure locations, and under the bed is the canine equivalent of a high-security vault. Just try not to be too shocked when you go looking for something and find a bone collection worthy of a museum. Let's not forget their instinctual side. Sleeping under a bed mimics the natural dens wild canines once used to protect themselves from predators. Even though the scariest thing your dog might face these days is the vacuum cleaner, that primal urge to seek a covered, safe spot is still alive and well. And then there's the bonus of proximity. If you're up above, they're close enough to hear you breathe, shuffle, or get up for a midnight snack. They might even stick a paw out from under the bed now and then, just to remind you they're there, standing guard, or snoozing, but we'll let them have their moment. Number 8. In your arms. 9 out of 10 dog owners agree, not that we've actually tested, that there's no better way to fall asleep than with your pup snuggled in your arms. For dogs, being cuddled is often less about teddy bear duty and more about pure comfort and connection. But not every dog is up for this level of closeness, even if you're their favorite human. Why? Because being held tight can feel a little restrictive. Dogs, like their wild ancestors, have instincts that tell them to stay ready for anything. Whether it's a sudden noise, a mysterious intruder, or, let's be honest, the sound of food hitting the floor. If they can't easily wiggle out of your grip, it can make them feel a bit uneasy, no matter how much they adore you. That said, if your dog does let you hold them as you drift off to sleep, you've hit the jackpot of trust. Allowing themselves to relax in your arms means they feel completely safe, loved, and connected to you. But there's more to this snuggle position than just trust. Dogs in your arms are drawn to your heartbeat. The rhythmic sound and warmth mimic the comfort they felt as puppies, snuggled up against their mom and litter mates. It's like being wrapped in a blanket of nostalgia and security. Also, this position allows your dog to soak up your scent. To dogs, your unique smell is their version of a favorite playlist. It's familiar, soothing, and makes them feel right at home. Resting in your arms is their way of saying, I want to be as close to you as possible, because you're my person. And let's not overlook the practical perks. Some smaller dogs, like Chihuahuas or Dachshunds, might instinctively seek out this position because your arms offer a cozy cocoon against the chill of the night. It's not just affection. It's strategic cuddling for maximum warmth. By the way, did you know that there are other secret messages that your dog is sending you? Check out this video to find out 10 ways your dog is secretly saying, I love you.